Hello, welcome or welcome back, and in today's video I'm going to let you know about 10 books coming out by the end of 2025 that you're going to want to know about. So number 1 is Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. This is the second book in the Uncharmed series. I have rewitched on my September TBR, she's here, and this is a very cozy autumnal fantasy, and Rewitched follows a lady called Belladonna who owns a bookshop, and her magic has been like faltering and leaving, and when her 30th birthday brings a summons from her coven and a trial that tests her worthiness as a witch, Belle risks losing her magic forever. I can't read. So that's the first book, and the second book, Uncharmed, follows Annie, who is also a witch, and she is tasked with mentoring a troubled teenager. Annie's charmed existence is kind of thrown into chaos, so she has a very like picture perfect life, and with mentoring this teenager with powers as well, it all kind of falters. So I'm really excited for these books. Obviously, like I said, Rewitched is on my September TBR, and hopefully I like that and will be picking up Uncharmed. Next we have Road Trip with a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I am so excited for this book. I have read My Vampire Plus One by her, which is the second book in the My Vampire series. I have the first book, which is My Roommate is a Vampire. The next one is Road Trip with a Vampire. I really love the second book and I cannot wait to read the first and the third. I read the second book accidentally. It was my bad. And this follows a vampire who can't remember his past and a witch that has secrets of her own, and they are basically forced to go on a road trip together. Basically, the witch gets a letter from the main male character Reggie in the second book. She has hoped to never see a vampire again. She's very much anti-vampire, but she is tasked to go on this road trip with the vampire who has amnesia to go back to Reggie, very much giving enemies to lovers, like not forbidden love, but like hate to love. And the second book was very Grumpy Sunshine, in the sense of the main male character was sunshine, goofy golden retriever, and the main female character was a little bit more stubborn and shut off, and it gives the same vibe in this. And I don't know about the first book, but especially in the second book it was Grumpy Sunshine with the main female character being the grump and the main male character being the sunshine, and I think this is similar. It sounds just so entertaining. Next, on the 7th of October, we have Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is the second book in the Bride series by Ali Hazelwood. I have Bride up there on my TBR. I'm hoping to get to it this month. I have been so bad at reading so far this month. Basically, Bride follows a human hybrid and a wolf, and they are very much enemies to lovers, and in the first book they are pushed together as the human hybrid, the main female character, has been forced to uphold a peacekeeping sort of alliance between the vampires and their enemies, which are the werewolves. They have to work together in the first book, and I haven't read it so I don't know how it ends, but the second book, oh wait, no, this is completely different. The second book follows a hybrid werewolf and human and a vampire. Serena Paris is orphaned, Packless, and the hybrid werewolf slash human. And with the whole situation in the first book, Serena is actually made out to be a target. So she is on the run and enemies are kind of like closing in on her. And she has one option left, which enters our main male character. Cohen Alexander is a vampire. He's the main male character in this book. And basically Cohen is forced to protect her. Might be some one-sided feelings in here, kind of not enemies to lovers, but some tension. So I cannot wait to read Bride, and I cannot wait to read Mate. Next we have Revolve, which is the third book in the Off the Ice series by Bal Khabra. I love this series so much. I love the first two books, Collide and Spiral. This follows a figure skater and an ice hockey player, and the main female character is a Olympic figure skater, but she has a life-altering injury and accident, so she is now off the ice, and she's also had a lot of anxiety been built up around the ice rink, etc. So she is in her last year of university, and it's kind of now time to get back on the ice. And basically Dylan, the main male character, helps her in that, so helps her get more comfortable with getting back on the ice. Dylan got kicked off his hockey team for reckless behaviour, so I think to try and win back some karma and just help a fellow person out, or help out, or maybe his coach put him up to it, he is helping Sierra get back on the ice. So it's kind of that agreement, they're helping each other out, probably friends to lovers, Grumpy Sunshine-esque. I love these books. They're such good ice hockey romances. I could not recommend them more. Next we have The Devil She Knows. This comes out on the 21st of October October. I ellen and Catherine read this arc months and months and months ago, and I cannot wait to read this book. And basically, one of the female main characters makes a deal with a demon to try and get back with her ex-girlfriend, only to find out the girl of her dreams might be the devil she knows. And basically this follows Samantha, who in 24 hours her life has basically gone to crap, and she basically gets stuck in an elevator with a gorgeous demon, and Samantha makes the demon, Daphne, a deal to try and win back her ex-girlfriend, but in doing so I think the lines blur slightly potentially, and maybe there's a little bit of a connection between the devil and Samantha. So Daphne grants Samantha her wish in exchange for something, and I think it's probably a little bit of a fake dating potentially situation, or they have to work together and the objective changes throughout the book. I cannot wait to read this. I think Ellen rated this like 5 stars, so I can't wait. Then we have Good Spirits by BK Borison. This is the first book in the Ghosted series. This is basically like The Ghost of Christmas Past, but romance, like a magical romance, Christmassy magical romance. I cannot wait. Basically, the ghost, Nolan, has one objective. He just wants to get in and get out and return to his kind of state of just being in the afterlife before he can pass on. But then he meets Harriet, our main female character, who ends up being his assignment that he needs to haunt over Christmas. And she is a sweet, very sunshine, happy, positive female main character. And that kind of spurs Nolan to have some feelings of like, feelings about a future. And basically Harriet and Nolan start to kind of examine her past, do a little bit of a deep dive into her life, etc., and get to know about each other. And I think through doing that a romance blooms. Honestly, this sounds like the coziest, potentially emotional, because it might not have a happy ending if I'm thinking about the Ghost of Christmas Past, if he's a ghost. I don't know if it has the best ending to it, as in like it might make me cry, but I'm so excited for this regardless. This in like November sounds like a perfect read. Then on the 18th of November we have Brimstone, which is the second book in the Fae and Alchemy series. The first book is Quicksilver. I loved Quicksilver so much. I read it in January or February. I loved it so much. I bought the silver special edition a few weeks ago. I'm obsessed, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Brimstone. In book 1, we follow Ceres, who is just a regular schmegular pickpocketer. So kind of not regular schmegular, but she is a pickpocketer, and basically she ends up getting herself in a little bit of a situation and ending up in the magical realm. And she learns about the magical realm, sees the magic behind it, learns about magic, learns about her magic potentially. And we also have the obviously moody, morally grey main male character. And in this book we follow Ceres, who doesn't actually want power. She's in a really sticky situation because she has started kind of enjoying the magical realm, but she kind of doesn't know where she stands. And in the first book there's kind of a impending doom situation. So in the second book there is like duty, power, magic, love. There's so much. In the end of book 1 there's also a little bit of a plot twist, and in book 2 she's kind of in a position of authority, and she has to kind of figure out how she's going to lead and how she's going to go about her life now she's in this position. So I think the second book follows her on a journey of like self-discovery and also finding herself in this magical realm, while also like in the first book she did want to go back to the mortal realm. She has her family, her brother, etc. So I think this second book is following her and the relationships, her finding her feet. Next we have another Ali Hazelwood book, and it's Hot for Slayer. This is in the Scared Sexy collection, and this is the first book. She's literally coming out with 2 books within the same month, and this follows a vampire slayer. The vampire slayer has basically lost all of his memories, and the only person that can help him is the vampire he's been trying to kill for centuries. Honestly, this just sounds so fun. And when the main female character, who is the one that the main male character was trying to kill for centuries, sees him with no recollection of who they are, what they've done, etc., she is in a bit of a sticky situation. But it kind of turns into a potential opportunity for a romance to bloom. With the fact that he's lost his memories and kind of lost the fact that he hates her, there's the potential for a romance and something to build. So I think it's going to be such a kind of wholesome, cute love story. I can't wait. Honestly, Ali Hazelwood, I love her books. I've only read a few and I want to read her entire backlist. I cannot wait for this one. And then another Christmas one, we have Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace, who is the author of Icebreaker. This book follows Clara, Fraser and Jack. Clara wants to try and help solve Fraser's biggest problem, but Jack thinks Fraser's problem is Clara. All Clara's want to do is climb the ladder at her work, which is Davenport's Innovative Creative, which is her family's toy business. And everything was going super smoothly until the company was accused of stealing a toy doll design, which obviously then sparked a bunch of bad publicity, etc. And Clara is trying to help Fraser and help kind of build the company back up. And I think Jack is kind of there as well, doing the same sort of thing. So I think it's a little bit like divine rivals in the sense of like they're both butting heads, both against each other, while also maybe there's a little bit of subplot of like the romance which then builds into the main plot. And basically Jack is the person that Davenport Innovative Creative stole the design from. He was promised to work with them and basically they blindsided him and took his design. Clara's trying to like win people back while Jack has a lot of hatred towards Clara and the company. So I think it's like working against each other together, kind of butting heads, while there's also a little bit of romance building there. I can't wait. Again, Christmassy. I love a Christmassy romance. Next we have The Intruder by Frieda McFadden. I love Frieda McFadden. This follows Casey, who has a cabin in the wilderness, and basically there is a hurricane which has her cabin shaken all over the place. Like, it is not built for a hurricane, but she's actually a little bit more worried about the fact that there's a girl lurking outside her window. This little girl is young, she's alone, and she's also covered in blood. So Casey's a little bit like, what on earth am I meant to be doing with this? Basically, the little girl is holding onto a knife and won't answer any questions. So Casey's a little bit stuck and then makes a little bit of a discovery in the middle of the night, and then things start taking a little bit of a turn. So I cannot wait for this. I think it sounds so cool. I love the premise and I love the story, like the plot. So I can't wait to read this. It's also just under 300 pages, which I prefer a shorter thriller. That's my kind of vibe. So the fact that it's a little bit shorter, I'm very happy about. And lastly, we have Girls Who Play Dead. That's coming out on November 4th. And this follows two siblings that are investigating the murder of their friend, only to unearth some more questions. This is a young adult thriller, so it's a little bit less crazy. These two siblings go on a mission to try and kind of figure out how their friend died, etc. And in doing so, they open up more and more and more to the story, open up more and more mysteries, more and more deadly facts. And they are in a small town, so obviously the more they find out, the worse it kind of gets. And this sounds so fun. Not fun, but like not too scary, but very entertaining. Portrays that maybe the siblings aren't as innocent as they seem, and the town has its secrets and just things unfold. Oh, it just sounds like such a fun time. Those are 10 books that are coming out the rest of this year that you might want to know about, that you might want to start thinking about, add to your TBR. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there are any other new releases you think I should know about or you think I should be adding to my TBR. I cannot wait for the rest of this year and the reading. It's going to be a great time. Follow my socials. They are both What Raises Reading. I post every Monday and Thursday at 5 PM, so please do subscribe. I'm getting closer and closer to 3,000 subscribers, so please do subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you on Monday with another video. Kisses and hugs. Bye.